have you ever heard of the term skinny fat? It's the place where you look skinny in normal fitting clothes, but in reality, you have a bit of a stomach, you have some lower back fat, and fat in the most uncomfortable places ever. If so, this video is going to be extremely useful for you because I'm doing a full case study breakdown on my client Rob and how he got him to lose all of his stubborn body fat and pack on lean muscle, ultimately getting rid of his skinny fat body type. So it is vital you pay super close attention, put your phone on Do Not Disturb, put aside all distractions because this video is going to be extremely useful. Busy, skinny fat men lose 20 to 30 pounds of stubborn fat while building muscle and confidence in 180 days or less using the muscle metabolism method and how I refund you if it doesn't work without restrictive diets, excessive cardio, or spending hours in the gym. Without further ado, let's get into it. So before we go deeper, my name's Jake and I'm going to show you exactly how I helped my client Rob lose 16.5 pounds of body fat in 180 days while building a new athletic build that he never had before. Now, before we get into that, I think it's important to know who's talking, who am I? I've helped hundreds of men lose body fat while building muscle and confidence. And originally I created this system because I was once frustrated and stuck. I was considered skinny fat, as you can see in this picture. It's a horrible place to be at where, in shirts and stuff, I looked normal, but then going to the beach, going to the pool, taking my shirt off, I was just worried about how I looked. I couldn't enjoy myself in the moment. I know it's frustrating, so I understand how you feel. I need to establish that first. This system is designed specifically for busy men. Also, now before we dive in, I need you to see what Rob looked like before and after the muscle metabolism method. So over here, he's in that skinny fat range. Like, he doesn't look extremely overweight by any means, but it's just the uncomfortable fat in those certain areas where it was affecting him negatively. Didn't look good. He felt like he had a lot more potential, right? And he was so close to that, but didn't know how to figure it out. Over here, he's got bicep veins, a lot more chest definition. You can see striations in the shoulder and the sides. Obviously, the bicep vein is crazy. This first picture is day 1 on the muscle metabolism method. He weighed 176. On the right is when he completed the method. So before you trust me, here's the stats. I'm a very statistical guy. You'll learn that throughout this video. This is the average progression of a client that uses and goes through the muscle metabolism method. So you have a general basis of how this works. First, look at the body fat. Starts up high. It slowly declines, right? Yeah, there's some initial drop off because we're getting used to the systems and everything, but it's consistent going on the way down. It's predictable. That's what I love the most about this. The nice thing too is the muscle mass is going up as well. So it depends where you start at. Obviously, if you've been going to the gym for 3 years, you're probably going to have a little more muscle mass. Rob definitely wasn't starting from ground zero, but we're still able to put on a ton. So I need you to see this before we get into anything else. Here's some other client results. But now, back to Rob. Before I go into the weeds and the technicalities on how this actually works, I need to establish who this is for and who this is going to work best for. So if you're a busy professional, business owner, or blue-collar worker, Rob was a HVAC technician, so he's a blue-collar worker. This is for you. If you're a dad who wants to set a better example for his kids, this is for you. If you try different diets and workouts but you never got lasting results, this is also for you. If you struggle with belly fat, love handles, or low energy, this is for you. And if you're tired of feeling self-conscious and you want a proven, simple transformation plan, this is for you. Now, equally as important, who this is not for. If any of these apply to you, you can click off the video right now because this is not going to help you. If you're looking for a quick fix and you refuse to follow a structured plan, this is not for you. If you're not willing to commit at least 180 days, this is not for you. If you want to keep making excuses and you aren't serious about a real change, this is not going to be for you. And if you're looking for quick dips, this is also not for you. So imagine this. You look in the mirror and you finally see a lean, strong physique. Not what you currently have where maybe it's kind of mediocre or even makes you feel slightly depressed, just being completely honest. Imagine you look in the mirror and you have that lean, strong physique. Your energy is back to how it was when you were younger. Your confidence is through the roof. You can take your shirt off and feel comfortable about it. Other people notice too. Other people notice when your confidence goes up. So imagine yourself with that. You're setting a powerful example for your kids and you're breaking the cycle. Even if you don't have kids, think about it for your future family or your girlfriend or your wife. You are setting that powerful example as a man. Imagine having that body. Imagine having that physique. Imagine what that would do to yourself and the people around you. Your clothes fit better. You feel proud taking off your shirt at the pool. Like, for once you actually associate that with positive feelings rather than going to the beach or going to the pool and having that anxiety of, oh my I got to take off my shirt. Like, I'm not looking forward to this because I'm worried about other people going to think about me. I have to fast for the beginning of this day so that way I can look better. Imagine being excited to go to the pool and go to the beach because you get to take off your shirt. You get to show off your visible abs. I need you to imagine that. Now, here's the truth. Fundamentally, most men believe that in order to have visible abs, have that lean physique, they need to have a complicated diet and workout routine. They need to starve themselves or spend hours in the gym. They cannot live a simple, structured plan designed for their own lifestyle. Because chances are you haven't achieved an incredible physique before. Maybe you've been lean when you were younger, but you haven't achieved what is actually a successful lean physique. So you don't know what it takes. So you just see other people doing it and it looks complex. And they might have some complex routine going on, but you don't need that. And because of all these reasons, those men can never keep the weight off and they can't build that lifelong confidence that sticks with them forever. But don't worry, I am not going to let that happen to you because you're watching this video. You're a smart man. I created a structured step-by-step system to take out all the guesswork. No more failed diets, no more confusion, just simple, predictable results. Before we go forward, I need you to know there is no such thing as I'm too busy or my metabolism is too slow. Both of these things we are going to combat with this system, and you will see how. I know you're thinking right now, dude, I'm super busy. I'm working many hours per week. Rob was working 45 to 55 hours per week as an HVAC technician. So we'll get into how to do that, but I need you to establish that now. Also, just to make sure you understand how and why this works, I need to show you the traditional method that men use to try to get in shape and the results that provides first. So the traditional method, you might have tried this yourself. I for sure did. Cutting out carbs, sugar, or even just cutting out entire meals, doing one meal a day or fasting. Any sort of fad diet like that, I've been there. What this does is you're putting a Band-Aid on the wound. You have like this ginormous wound, say on your leg, like a huge cut that's bleeding. You're just putting a Band-Aid over it. It's temporarily fixing it, but it's going to come off and the wound's going to be open again. You're not actually solving the problem. You're just putting a temporary fix on top of it. So the result that brings, cravings go through the roof. It requires a constant flow of discipline because you just think, okay, well, everyone who's eating great eats chicken, broccoli, and rice, right? So if I eat chicken and broccoli and rice, I'll be like them. But then when you find your cravings are up, you're super hungry and you just think, okay, well, they're all relying on discipline. Your weight cycles down, like it goes down and back up all the time. It's unpredictable. And it creates massive anxiety that the weight will never stay off. So say you start a new fad diet, you lose anywhere from 5 to maybe 15 pounds. You're going to have that anxiety in the back of your head of, is this going to stay this time? Because in the past, it hasn't. And how do you know if it's going to stay off or not, right? Next thing, ordering salads or healthy foods when you go out to eat at fast food restaurants, or even avoiding going out to eat in general, like at all. Just trying to say, no, I don't go out to eat. So the result of this is you look socially awkward. If you're not eating and everyone else there at say you're at a restaurant with some buddies, if you're not eating, you look weird. Truth. Don't care what you think. That's reality. And you're constantly having to explain to your friends or family why you weren't able to stick to your word. So say, for example, you go out with your coworkers for beer, pizza, and wings, right? You do that, say, weekly or on the weekends or whatever. Then one week you go out and you order a salad or something healthy. And they're like, oh, why are you ordering a salad? And you have to explain yourself like, oh, I'm going on this new diet. It's great. You talk it up. You're like, it's going to do so well. I'm going to lose all this weight. It worked for this guy, this guy, this guy. And then 2 weeks later, you go back out with them again and you eat the pizza and wings with them. And someone says like, hey, dude, I thought you were on a diet. Is this in your diet? And they make a joke. And you then have to have that awkward conversation of, yeah, I was on a diet, but that one didn't work out. It wasn't really a good diet, but the next one will work. I just need to relax for now and take it easy. Excuses. That's an awkward conversation. Let's face it. Nobody wants to have that conversation. And then you also establish a fear of going out to eat because those conversations, plus 2, you don't know what you're going to get because you feel like you're not allowed to because you're so restricted. Next traditional way, spending 2 hours plus multiple days per week in the gym. The result of that, you build a hatred for the gym, honestly, deep down, because you're wasting your time there. You have feelings of analysis paralysis of like, is this even doing anything? I'm spending all this time here. Am I even doing the right stuff? You know what I mean? That's obviously super frustrating. And there's no extra time for your kids or your family, which we know is super important. So the old way, it's doing all the things listed above. The result of that, a man who does that can only stay consistent from anywhere from a week to maybe a month at a time. And because he can't stay consistent or sees yo-yo results, there's feelings of failure, disappointment, which obviously doesn't feel good. Why would you want to feel that? We just want to lose weight. Like it's honestly simple. You want to cut down body fat. Now, here's the muscle metabolism method and the new results that brings. The muscle metabolism method, eating smarter, lower calorie, higher protein versions of your favorite foods. So whatever cheap food or junk food you like, pizza, protein, chicken Alfredo, orange chicken, like literally any meal you can think of, just finding it and making it lower in calories, higher in protein. That provides genuine excitement to eat every single meal. Like you get excited rather than up here where it's like you dread it. You're like, this meal's so bland and so boring and I hate it. I just want to go in the fridge and eat everything in sight, right? Dude, especially if you live with other people. If you live by yourself, yeah, you can control what foods you have in the house. But like if you have a family or a wife and you're doing this way, dude, it's over. It's over. They have Cinnamon Toast Crunch. They got chips. They got Takis. They got all this stuff in the house. The kids' food. The temptations when you're doing this is like crazy. But with the muscle metabolism method, you're genuinely excited to eat every single meal and you feel content with like, I love what I eat. I'm making progress. Correctly going out to eat, making simple substitutions and knowing what to look for on the menu specifically. The result of this is you're able to go out multiple times per week. Shit, you could even eat out every day, every meal if you wanted to. You start to look forward to it, guilt-free also, because you know what you're doing is the right thing. Zero explanation required. You don't have to have any of that weird conversation. To everyone else, you just look like a normal guy just eating stuff. Maybe you look like a guy that is a little health conscious, eats a little more protein, but like you don't have to explain yourself for getting a salad every time. Like that's just not going to happen. The next thing on the muscle metabolism method is simple workouts for 2 to 3 hours per week. That's 80% less time than before. Because here, if you're doing it at 2+ hours, 5 days per week in the gym, that's 80% less than 2 to 3 hours per week total for the entire week. It's like 30 to 45 minutes per session, doing the most effective routines specifically to target your own weak points. So that way you know exactly what you're doing is working and it's specifically designed for you. The result of that is a newfound love for the gym, boosted energy every single day, which is huge, and extra time for what's most important. Time with the kids, family, making the important memories. That's obviously what's most important here. So the old way or the new way of doing all the above, the result of that is predictable weekly fat loss. So you can literally look and be like, I can say with confidence, next week, I'm going to lose 1 pound, 2.5 pounds. The week after that, I'm going to lose another 1 pound. You know what I mean? So you can expect it. You develop boosted confidence, so more than you have before, way more. Visible abs, which is obviously a plus, and a lean physique. And of course, the ability to keep all of this for life. Because if you look deeper, all of this is sustainability, ultimately, when you look at it. Sustainability. Simple workouts, sustainability. Going out to eat, knowing how to do it, not looking like a social weirdo. You can do that for the rest of your life. If you're cutting out carbs and sugar and entire meals, how do you expect to do that for the rest of your life? That makes literally no sense. Anyways, if you want to be the guy that people look at and ask, what is he doing? You know, like, compared to where you are now, people literally see you and be like, what is he got going on? I want to know what he's doing. What was your plan? How did you lose this much weight? How did you put on that much muscle? How do you look that good? I'm going to show you exactly how to lose 20, 30 pounds of body fat while gaining muscle definition in 180 days, how to finally stop feeling self-conscious about your body by fixing the problem, not just putting a temporary mental health, body positivity, self-love thing on top of it, because that has its place. But there's a difference between loving yourself and all that and actually having a good physique and having your health in order. Very different thing. I need you to get that. I'm going to show you exactly how to follow a structured plan that works long-term and provides results, which is always when we're doing this, and how to build confidence, energy, and strength without wasting any of your time, because who wants to waste time? And in case you don't know me, here's a brief backstory of how I got here. So when I was younger, I found out that I was skinny fat, and I got some slack for it sometimes, especially from friends who I'd go out with and like they would see me with my shirt off and they'd be like, oh, dude, I didn't know you were fat. Or, oh, look, you have a belly. Like, you laugh it off in the moment, but like, it hurts deep down, you know? I struggled with my weight and confidence, especially was one of the biggest things. I didn't know how to do it. I tried all the fad diets, like I said, the keto, the carnivore, the one meal a day, at home workouts. I was even going for the gym for a while, and that wasn't working because I didn't have the right plan. And I was like, okay, like obviously, I used to think that everyone who was in shape, everyone that's skinny, just was like genetically gifted. And I was like, okay, well, I'm just not genetically gifted, or I'm just like, this is how my body was built or designed. So like, it is what it is, right? But like, no, there has to be some way. Like, people get in shape. I see these transformations. If someone can go from 260 pounds down to like 190 or 200, like if they can lose that much body fat and they have more than me, I can definitely do it. Just like, how do I do it? I was so frustrated. And then when lockdown happened in 2020, I put all my time and effort into like, okay, how can I learn to make everything as efficient as possible? But then as I was starting to get into that, starting to make some progress, I got into my dream college at San Diego State. I became an interior architect, but then I realized I was super busy, literally like all the time. I was like, this is what it's like to have a career. Programming, planning, sketching, meetings, going and meeting with clients. Like I was like, dude, I don't have time to make my whole life centered around fitness like some other people do. I just genuinely do not have the time for that. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to give up though. I'm not going to let this hold me back. I need to find a way to make this work. Ultimately, I was determined. And then I built the muscle metabolism method to help myself get in shape and also avoid the possibility of looking back with regret that I didn't start sooner. So what I mean is like, when I was so busy, I was like, okay, I want to get this. I really want to get a good physique. I really want to get lean. I want to have visible abs. But like, I would sometimes think like, okay, well, maybe later. And I was like, no, dude, because I'm gonna get so busy and so caught up in the work life and starting a family and all this stuff that like I don't want to look back and be like, I've wasted all this time procrastinating it because that's not the kind of guy I am. I'm like, I'm gonna go forward on this and just put my everything into it. So I knew that I needed to start right away, and then I developed it and got crazy results. It was really like insane when I started to do it. And then people started to ask me for help. Like people saw my transformation, like I was saying earlier, and they were like, dude, like, what are you doing? What's your secret? Or like, how did you do that? Or like, a big thing for me was like seeing old friends from college, like going back and visiting, and then be like, oh my god, dude, like, what did you do? Like, you look good, you look healthy, you look stronger. Like, what is your plan? What do you do? That was really life changing. And then people started to ask me, they were like, dude, could you help me make my workout plan? And I was like, sure. Like, I learned so much on this. I started doing that, started making people diet plans, recipes, and like, I was like, it was really cool. I started building things out. And now I started coaching. So I was like, let me just take this online so I can help more people achieve this thing. Cause like, it was crazy. Like the life change. I felt so dramatically different going from this to this. I cannot even put it into words how different you feel, how different people treat you. It's it's so incredible, and it's like worth more than any amount of money could ever give. Like honestly, I would if I was here, I would do anything to get over here again. It's awesome. So, anyways, now I'm considered the go-to guy in the fitness industry, specifically for skinny fat men, help them get toned, live a healthy lifestyle, and honestly, just like burn with the most confidence you could ever have, which is awesome. And now I'm sharing my exact playbook with you. So, the muscle metabolism method is my unique method I built through my own trial and error by studying and testing for over 7 years. So I started, tried out some things, kept trying, kept testing over and over and over because I knew like, okay, I need to find a way to make this work. And this is a structured step-by-step system built specifically for busy men who know they're worthy of a healthy lifestyle and they want to be a role model for others. I've been doing this for so long, I know clearly exactly working with clients, getting transformation myself. I know what works best. I've laid it out simple step by step for you, and I decided to break it all down for you. So, in the following steps, I'll outline the entire process, A to Z, of what I did to accomplish these results, so you too can use my muscle metabolism method to lose 20 to 30 pounds of stubborn fat while building muscle and confidence in 180 days or less. So here is the breakdown of the muscle metabolism method. The first step is the iron-hardened mentality. So proper accountability and goal setting to stay consistent forever. I knew if I wanted to stay consistent, it had to be more than just what everyone says. Everyone says, oh, you just do it. Like consistency is just something that you do. And it's like, well, I was having a really hard time with it. So what's worked best for me and clients is this. So like looking deep on like what motivates you? Like who do you want to be in life? What do you want to achieve? and then digging deep on that. So literally for me, like this was like last week, I was in the gym. I was doing a set of cable bicep curls and I was working hard like I normally do, but like I was really wanting to push myself. And I don't have kids, but I was imagining my daughter in a few years that I'm going to have. And I was like, I want to be a strong father for her. I need her to look up and be proud of her dad. And I was imagining that helped me push even harder. Or Rob, he would say like after his long days of work, because it's frustrating to be on your feet all day. Like, I don't know if you have a active job where you're on your feet all day or not, but like either way, like it's frustrating and tiring. So to go to the gym after can kind of seem like a big ask. But with the iron-hearted mentality, he told me one time he was literally like in his car, sitting, thinking like, gosh, it's time to go to the gym. I'm really tired. But he referred back to his iron-hearted mentality of like, what is his life's purpose? What is his bigger goal that he's working towards? Because it's more than just fitness at this point. That's the level I had to take it to. And what really works the best is like, what am I going to achieve in life? Doing that through fitness. Because I believe in how you do one thing is how you do everything. Then step 2 is the stupidly simple diet. Eating foods that make it feel like you're cheating without starving yourself. So like I explained before, pizza, pasta, fudge brownies, like stuff like that is like feels like cheat foods. They're lower in calories, higher in protein by switching out the ingredients. And also making it like fast and easy to make too, because I don't like to spend time cooking. So making sure they're efficient. That's what I gave Rob. A whole like library of recipes to go through that I made. And then like if him or any of their clients were like, hey dude, I really am craving, like one of my guys like, oh, chicken stir fry. I'm like, okay dude, took a week, researched, tested things out, made a recipe, boom, way lower in calories, way higher in protein. And now there's like a whole library we built out of like recipes that you can use that are absolutely amazing. That's what Rob used and myself. So third thing is directed efficiency workouts. So workouts that not only fit your schedule, so either 3 to 4 days per week is what I found. 4 days per week for 45 minutes is all you need to maximize your results. Literally maximize. So if you do 3 days a week, you'll still get really good, like good to great results. If you can only do 3 days per week for 30 minutes, you will still get good results. That is the like minimum amount of results you get is good. If you want maximum results, 4 days per week, 45 minutes, which works out to what, like 3 hours per week or something like that, which is like a banger. And because the reason it works like that is because they're directed specifically for you. And in this case, for Rob, of exactly what he wanted to build. So he wanted to build out his shoulders, wanted to build out his chest, wanted to build out a little bit of his legs too. So giving him all that stuff exactly what he needs, so that way when he shows up in the gym, he has confidence. He said before, like, he was just kind of walking around doing what looks good. Of like, okay, it's like I don't mean to put him down. Like, there's a lot of people, men do this. It's not that guys are dumb. It's just like you're under, what's the word? It's a lack of knowledge, because if you're not like an exercise practitioner or an exercise scientist, of course you don't know how to plan and schedule this stuff out, right? Like, especially if you work a busy job or you're super committed to whatever you do, it's like you don't have the time to do that. And Rob didn't either, but he had a general idea of, okay, here's chest day, this is arm day, this is this, but he was working out like 5-6 days a week for like 2 hours plus. And I'm like, dude, like that's too much. We don't need all that, because it's not targeted for you. But when you have a workout plan that's specifically targeted for you and can provide predictable results week by week, you're just maximizing everything. It's like putting everything on like 5x speed of what you could possibly do on your own. Plus, like, you're not failing because you have the iron-hearted mentality. Like, you're not going to quit. You're staying consistent forever because of that. The diet is stupidly simple. We just lowered his calories, put him in a calorie deficit, gave him that foods that makes him feel like he's cheating. The workouts are directed. Showed up to the gym with confidence of, okay, I know exactly what to do today, and then I'm going to get out. Spend the rest of my day on whatever else is the most important, right? Spending time with family. So here's how I optimized for Rob every part of the muscle metabolism method and implement it into Rob's everyday life. So what we did is we made it simple, fun, and easy by making the whole process into a video game. So hear me out on this. The very first step we did as soon as he came in was we set his frame of mind. So got him to understand, like, okay, here's what this is going to look like. What's your lifestyle like? So that I can make a plan that was simply for him. Where, okay, how can we fit this into your schedule? What's your grocery budget? We got like super detailed on like, how can we actually do this to make this as efficient as possible for you? And then second, we established base. So made sure, gave him like a simple list of workouts and exercises so that way he was already going to the gym, but making sure that his form was perfect, giving us that solid foundation to build upon. Because if you skip this part, nothing else really matters. If your form is shot or you don't know how to properly track or measure your food, the whole thing's going to kind of go to waste, right? So getting all that stuff covered. And once those two were done, then we dialed into the stupidly simple diet. So here it's like, okay, we work directly to like, okay, here's how you're going to go out to eat. Here's how you can go to Wendy's or out to a steakhouse with your friends or whatever, and like here's what to look for. Here's how you would order at something like this, giving him exactly what he needs so that way every time he went to one of those places, he was armed with, I know exactly what to do here. He could walk into any restaurant and be fully confident, like, okay, I know exactly what to order. I know it's going to fit my plan exactly. And then also just like the recipes and then meal planning too, being like, okay, you're going to be at work for 8 to 12 hours, right? How many meals do we need to bring? Okay, what are the most simplest and efficient, best tasting meals that we can pack and take with us? So really like dialing in this for a certain amount of time and then going into the directed efficiency workouts. So this is where the form is established, the diet is locked in, so we're cutting down body fat predictably week by week. Now it's like, okay, here's exactly how to do the workouts. And another thing too is like, how do I put this? I don't mean to shame anybody else or any other coach. Different coaches have different styles. But for me, especially in these two, it's like I want to teach my clients how to actually do it. I don't just want them to be fully dependent on me of here's your meal plan, eat this, here's your workout, do this. Like that's a part of it. I'm going to give you that. But I also want to add a little bit of learning. And that's why I did exactly with Rob. Is really, okay, here's how you can build your own workout plan. I built it out completely for him, customized it to him, but I also was careful to explain to him, here's how we're going to schedule this out. Here's what's going to happen this week, and here is why. So that he had a base level understanding of what he was doing instead of just walking through blind, like an animal that just has no idea what's going on, right? Which is what a lot of guys are doing, and it's really sad to see. So trained that and then specifically worked on his parts that he wanted to build up. So his shoulders, his chest, his legs. Really dialed in on those, making the workouts directed towards those. And then once that step was done, then we went to step 5, which we call SCOO, or securing consistency and overcoming obstacles. So for this, we pretty much took a magnifying glass and looked super close at like, where are the tiny holes in this system? Because things are going well, but everyone has certain tendencies, right? For me, for example, I know that if I don't get at least 8 hours of sleep the night before, from the time frame of 2 p.m. to 4 p.m., I'm more likely to go off my diet or eat like crazy, like an animal. Excuse me. Things like that. Or for Rob, it was like, okay, on Saturdays when he doesn't work, he had a little less motivation to go to the gym. How do we fix that? So it's like not trying to completely eliminate those things because those are our natural tendencies. It's how can we look for that and almost preemptively assess that and take it out before it becomes a problem. So for Rob's like, okay, Saturdays where you're not working, you have a temptation to not want to go to the gym because you're busy and having a good time and relaxing. So we're like, okay, then let's schedule your workout for the morning. So that way you just wake up, shower, go to the gym, right? So really securing that consistency so that way as we go throughout the later steps and keep working from here on out, we know that none of these things are going to become huge obstacles. Hopefully that makes sense. Step 6 is what we call the peak phase. So this is where we got Rob to the absolute leanest he's ever been. This is where you take the photos. This is where you look like the absolute best. You know, visible six-pack for maybe the first time in your life. For Rob, it was definitely the first time since he was a kid. And then just pretty much getting almost all the body fat gone. And then you're at a point where now we can start building and go into what I call the jacked plan, which is like, okay, now all we have to focus on is just packing on more muscle. We've established the basics of everything. We've got the body fat off. Now we're at a point where we can build up. And important thing to note, it's not through standard bodybuilder style bulking where you get super fat, put on a bunch of body fat. It's slowly gaining. So he's no longer in a calorie deficit, but just packing on muscle week after week consistently, just like before. But since the body fat is completely off, Now it's like we just build, we optimize it. It's a system, we just go, go, go. So those are all the steps we walk through. The muscle metabolism method is designed to cut body fat while building muscle simultaneously at the same time. So throughout all these steps, we're still building a bunch of muscle like you saw from the graph above. Optimizing your metabolism so that you can keep your progress for life. So as you put on, let me go back to the graph. As you put on more muscle, your metabolism will naturally speed up or speed back up to what it was when you were younger, because muscle mass obviously weighs more than fat, but it burns more calories to just even like keep it on your body in general. So if we're increasing your lean muscle mass, your metabolism and the amount of calories you get to eat goes up. So say hypothetically, we did not have the stupidly simple diet. Rob was not in a calorie deficit. If we just continued to put on lean muscle mass in the predictable way we were doing, his level of calories burned would still go up. So he would technically still lose body fat. But pairing that with a stupidly simple diet, it's a no-brainer. Like, look at that. That's how we're able to achieve such amazing body fat loss. And it's predictable and sustainable too, because compared to keto or carnivore or whatever, you're just dropping pounds. You're losing muscle and body fat. Here, we're building body fat. It's different from that standard method. And honestly, I've not seen anyone else in the industry ever talk about this, or even if they have, it's not in this exact system. So like, I have never seen anybody else talk about this, and it's so powerful. For Rob, his results were so worth it. Having abs and bicep veins, he literally told me, like, dude, it feels so good. Like, he got the confidence. His confidence skyrocketed from all the compliments he was getting from friends and family, and he never wanted to stop, which is awesome. So the muscle metabolism method becomes a base that men need. I fundamentally believe with my whole heart that men need this to boost their energy, stay strong, lean, and fit for life, rather than falling into the cycle of just crash diets and wasted effort. Like, it honestly hurts me to a degree to see these men struggling who deserve a strong physique, lean physique, but just keep doing these same crash diets and seeing the same yo-yo up and up and up, weight going down, weight going up. So now that you understand exactly how this process works, I have an offer for you. If you're a busy man who wants to lose weight, build muscle, and regain confidence, if you want a structured, easy-to-follow plan that guarantees results, and third, if you're ready to commit to your transformation and stop wasting your time, I will help you lose 20 to 30 pounds of stubborn fat, build muscle and confidence in 180 days or less using the muscle metabolism method without restrictive diets, excessive cardio, or spending hours in the gym, and I'll refund you if it doesn't work. That's how confident I am. This system has worked for so many of my clients, and as long as you fit the criteria above, who this is for, who this is not for, I can say with 100% confidence it's going to work for you. That's how confident I am. So if you feel like this would help you, I have a link in the description where you can book a call to come chat with me. We'll hop on, see where you're at, see what problems you're facing right now, what your goals are, and I'll determine if you're a good fit to join the program and start seeing results just like all these guys have using the muscle metabolism method. I'll go over exactly how it can work for you and exactly what we're going to do. So if it sounds good, book a call down there. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope it was super useful. Comment your thoughts, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.